I discovered a hidden gem of a thrift store in downtown Bradenton, Florida, off of Manatee Avenue called Loving Hands Thrift Store. There are two different buildings. One has the furniture and the other is the thrift shop. They had really great pieces for wonderful prices. If you're in the market for some furniture and you're in Bradenton, Florida, this is where you need to go. I love this old vintage lamp. I have one in my office. Well, it's actually my mom's that I stole. $40. I guess that's pretty decent. Those are just the coolest lamps ever. But look at all the beautiful tables, dressers, chairs. They had this was so cool, the old record player set. My dad has a record player and he still has all of his favorite records. It's just, there's something different about listening to music on a record player. They have rugs, but this is what really caught my eye was their wall of framed art, and all of their framed art was 50% off that day. So I really scored, and well, I only bought 2 pieces, but I still scored because they were half off. And I love, love, love these 2 antique chairs. Everything about them, from their color to the wood, I wouldn't change anything about those. And then this was a really pretty set of 4 gray chairs. They were $35 each. Sorry I didn't really show the prices of the other furniture. I wasn't even thinking about that. But look at this gorgeous table. Both of these tables were so beautiful. Anyway, here I am now going over to the second building, which is the actual thrift store where they have their clothes and their small items and jewelry. So I have to say their jewelry was pretty wiped out, but I did end up buying a few earrings that you'll see momentarily. And I listed them on my eBay store and they are doing horribly. One of the items has 0 views, so I think I'm done trying to resell jewelry. I have better luck with clothes and vintage decor. But it's actually just kind of funny. And you know what? I'm learning. I'm new to this, so I don't mind showing my failures. So you'll see that in a moment. Again, this thrift shop has amazing sales, like 75% off on some of the dishes. That's a really good deal, and their prices were already really reasonable. Yes, they do. Look at the vintage thermoses. I love vintage thermoses. That one was a little beat up, but I think I might start collecting these. I used to collect them a long time ago. This one was amazing until I turned it around and saw that it had a chip on it, but maybe I should have bought it anyway because it's so cute. And look, they sell for $34 online. Not with a chip, obviously, but... And then I used to have a set of these glasses as well. Mine were in gray, but they were selling them for $3 each, which is a very good deal. I should have just bought all the glassware instead of messing with the jewelry, because look how much these resell for. This set of flower glasses were so cute. I've never seen this pattern before. Again, I should have picked these up. They were selling them for $2 each. And there was I think it was a set of 6. And they sell for $10 each. online. So stick to what you know, people. That's what I learned. Their clothing was very reasonable. Their shirts, most of their shirts were $5. So next time I need to refresh my work wardrobe, I'm coming back to Loving Hands thrift store because you cannot beat those prices. Goodwill's even more expensive than that now. Look at that. Their necklaces are more expensive than their clothes. I highly recommend Loving Hands. Absolutely loved it there. Okay, I got a few cool things, which I'll show you now. And then when I get home, I'll clean them up and take pictures so you can see the final piece like close up. But I just I have to rant for a second here because I don't know what it is about me. Maybe this happens to everybody, but I feel like when I'm thrifting, people get so close to me, like not just in the same aisle or like behind me. They're like standing right next to me. Like I could just lean over an inch and we'd be touching like elbows, and I don't like being, I don't know, I'm just like, why do people get so close? I always, if I see a shelf of stuff that I want to look at, I'll either hang back or come back, circle back around. I don't know. I'm just curious if anyone else feels that way. It just makes me so uncomfortable. I was looking at this really cool like vintage lantern in this first store or second store, and this man comes in with his wife, and of course he wants to come right back to where all the secondhand tools are and look at the tools, which is fine, but he was just like right there. I could hear his like stomach growling. I mean, so I finally realized I must be in his way. He probably wants me to move, so I moved. But all right, that's my little rant of the day. It's not a big deal, but anyway. So I picked up these clip-on earrings for $4. And I know these aren't super popular because they're heavy and they hurt if you've ever worn them, but these are just super unusual and I couldn't pass on these for $4. I used Google Lens and I found out that the clip-ons are by Judy Lee. I photographed them for eBay, then I listed them on eBay, and they've been up for a week and I have one view. And then they had these vintage screw-on earrings for $2, and I looked really closely and none of the crystals are missing. And these are so beautiful. I love these types of earrings, and because they screw on, you can actually wear them if you have normal pierced ears. It's just like a regular post that goes through your piercing, and then you just screw it in a little bit. So this week I learned that just because I love something and think it's beautiful and sparkly and shiny does not mean that there's a market for it. 0 views. And then I got a second pair that was also in perfect condition. I will show pictures when I get home, I promise. They look very similar, but with just the shape is a little bit different. Drum roll, please. 2 views. I also apologize for how bad my fingernails look. I know that when I'm looking at people's videos on YouTube, I look at their fingernails because sometimes, I mean, they're like right there. But I'm very lazy about stuff like that, especially on the weekends. I just don't want to spend time painting my nails. And you'll notice I don't wear makeup in a lot of my videos. I have like no makeup on. It's my weekend. I don't want to spend time taking on makeup. Okay, this is the framed art that I got. Again, it was listed for $10, but it was half off. And the frame's like really beat up, but I do have wood polish and I have sandpaper, so I might be able to fix this up. And I just really like this. This reminds me of one of my favorite places in the world, which is Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It's just a stunning little arts community in the mountains, in the Ozark Mountains. And all of the architecture is Victorian, and it's, again, I just said it, but it's artsy. So there's like murals everywhere and beautiful flowers and planters. And it's like one of the most peaceful places on earth that I've been to. So That's why I bought this. There's a lot of like little street corners and things like that that look like that there. So this just brings back good memories. Here's just a few pictures I included of Eureka Springs that I copied and pasted from the internet. It's just so pretty there. I really miss it. I didn't even look at this in the thrift store, but I just see that this is like made in China, Martha Stewart. So it's probably not even, I thought this might actually be vintage art, but I'm wrong. So I'm glad I only spent $5 on it. That's still a good deal though. Like framed pictures cost a lot of money. This was the second piece that I got. Again, it just reminded me of Eureka Springs. Obviously it's not taken in Eureka Springs. It looks like somewhere in Spain maybe, or South America. But it's like the same style of like architecture. I don't know. It just brings back good memories once again. So this was the second piece, and it's also made by Martha Stewart. Thanks, Martha. So one cool thing about this thrift store is that it's in downtown Bradenton. It's very easy to access. It's right off of Manatee Avenue, and they both have decent sized parking lots. I don't know if that matters to anybody, but I stress out about finding parking sometimes. But they have a loyalty punch card, which is so cool. I've never seen a thrift store do this. Get one stamp for every $10 you spend. Fill the card for $10 in free merchandise. That's pretty sweet. So all in all, Loving Hands thrift store. There's an address and phone number, but I'll link it in the description. I got 2 paintings. They were each $10, but they were half off. Loving Hands thrift store happens to be right next to one of my favorite things in Bradenton, which is the Riverwalk, which stretches along the Manatee River. And the city just recently extended the Riverwalk further to the east, and they added this really pretty little observatory where you can climb up and watch the sunset. And they added a little park, so I just took a quick little stroll. In case you can't tell, I'm obsessed with the live oak trees that grow here in Florida and all of the air plants that grow off of them. I just think it's so beautiful. Then I was trying to get back to my car and I couldn't remember how to get there, so thank you, Siri, for giving me directions. So there is one cosmetic product I cannot live without, and it is my Burt's Bees chapstick. This is the one item I would bring on a desert island. Is it deserted? Desert island? That doesn't sound right. There's dessert and there's desert, or is it deserted? I need to go get some food. So the whole time I was driving home, all I could think about, is it desert or deserted? Because I know there's dessert, the thing that you eat, and has 2 S's, and then there's the desert, which has 1 S, and then there's the word deserted, which has 1 S. So I'm about to Google the answer. Is it a deserted island or a desert island? Not a desert island. That would be amazing. After being gone for a few hours, it's always so great to come home and see my baby. I soaked the jewelry in hot soapy water and then just kind of let it air dry, and you already know what happened with the jewelry. Lesson learned, should have bought the glasses. And then I cleaned up the frames a little bit and I found out something great. This is why I love thrifting. I originally thought that these pictures were just mass produced by Martha Stewart, but now I'm realizing they are actual photos that someone collected. So that's really cool. And this one was an actual photo. So whoever, someone just bought the frame and then they framed these pictures that they collected. So I love that a little bit more. It does give some history. So
So here you go, letterboxes on historic street.
So I learned an important lesson: stick with what you know. And for me, that would be clothing, decorations, and glassware. And I guess art.